We would like to thank a whole bunch of people tonight. As some of the drivers, if you want to start gathering up here at the stage, please. Drivers, come on up here. We'd like to thank Capital Cash Exchange. Capital Cash Exchange, great sponsor for tonight's event, along with Savage 61 Dodge, S&W Awards and Photos, DJ Jam and Jimmy Payne. We would also like to say a special thank you to Pioneer Pole Buildings, 4-Star Lettering, the Reading Eagle, WEEU, 8:30 a.m. radio, and the Area Auto Racing News. We're going to have a couple of young ladies who are going to be assisting the drivers tonight. Cassie Brutowski, Ms. Thunder on the Hill, and Casey Mismer, who's Ms. Area Auto Racing News and Ms. Grandview Speedway, will be escorting the drivers to center court stage. So at this time, we're ready to remember the drivers of the 27th Annual Reading Racing Legends Reunion here at the Fairgrounds Square Mall.
The Reading Fairgrounds, let's go, let's bring it back. If we can't bring the racetrack back, maybe we should bring the museum here to Muhlenberg Township, where the museum belongs. Whether we find a spot in the mall or out back here, the museum belongs here where the Reading Fairgrounds once were. First, I'd just like to say again, this is the 27th Annual Racing Legends Reunion and Car Show. And I do want to thank a couple people, Brett right here, also Bob Miller, and a couple other people that made this happen for me tonight. Brad Reinhardt. I don't know where you are, Brad, but happy birthday. You're getting old. Just to give you a little information about myself, I am Mark Rozzi. I am currently president of Rozzi Brothers Window and Door Company, and I am running for the state representative of the 126th District of the House of Representatives. I currently reside in Muhlenberg Township. I graduated from Muhlenberg. I grew up literally a stone throw away off the second turn of the Reading Fairgrounds. I was only born in 1971, so when the racetrack closed in 1979, I was only 8 years old. So I didn't get to experience a lot what everybody else is here tonight got to experience. But I want to tell you a little story. Growing up, like I said, right off the second turn, during the summer, there was definitely some things growing up in Temple that was always constant. And during the summer, when it's hot out, and you want to turn the air conditioning on, and again, this is the early 70s, I did what probably a lot of other people did. You went to the window, and you opened up the window, and there was my screen. There was no air conditioning. But what that allowed me to do was to hear the races go on every Friday night. I could lay in bed and hear the races constant, one after another. And I would also hear somebody that's commentating on the races. And again, I never knew who Warren Ruffner was, but I could hear his voice very clearly. And it seemed like it got louder and louder. And I asked somebody, I said, what is the announcer saying to everybody that gets them so wound up? And he right away, he's like, his favorite saying was, "Who has the hot shoe tonight?" And that's Warren. And the guy said that people could come to the fairgrounds every Friday, and it was a great place to be. Everybody wanted to come here. There was never any trouble. And it's just a shame that we can't bring this racetrack back or pave it. Now, one of the things, again, I want to talk about here, and I'm not sure how many people realize this is going on, but, and maybe by a show of hands, does anybody know what the Race Foundation is? Anybody? Does anybody know what the race? Does anybody see these stickers on the cars? Okay? RACE stands for the Race Against Abuse of Children Everywhere. Okay? And I am a child advocate for child abuse. And I have seen many different techniques used to try to stop this. Okay? None of them are working. We can't pass the right laws to protect our children. because lobbyists are stopping the laws from happening. It shouldn't even be an issue about money or lobbying. The problem is the legislators are just getting in the way. But right here, if you get a chance, at the end of Bosco's here, the Race Foundation has a table set up that talks about child abuse. This pamphlet will give the parents the techniques they need to keep their children out of trouble. First, they want to expose the truth, and then they also want to educate the parents and let them know this can be stopped, but it has to start in the household first. 95% of all the abuse that happens to our children is in the circle of trust. These are people we know, and we have to stop it. Again, when I talked about why this isn't happening, one of the reasons is Governor Corbett. Governor Corbett, and we all know what happened at Penn State, took a nice-sized donation to look the other way and not protect those kids at Penn State. And I can tell you this, that when I'm elected here in 2012, in April 24th, in the primary, that I will never be bought. The children of Pennsylvania must come first. So, if you have opportunity to get up here to the Race Foundation, take a look. Brad Brickell is the executive director. Kenneth Smith is the founder of the foundation. It's something that everybody must be involved in across the board. And it's just not here in Pennsylvania, it's across the state, it's national. This pamphlet here could be something that we could give out to every parent across the nation, just not right here or not in the racing world. Another thing I would like to touch on is, I'm sure everybody knows what's going on at the Marcellus Shale. The gas companies up there are drilling, getting away with making tons of money, and we're not able to tax them properly because, again, lobbyists are stopping us from getting that tax through. And again, the governor, $750,000 he took from the lobbyist. I don't understand it, because now they get the large lump sum of money and now they vote with the gas company. That's stopping Pennsylvania from probably having at least $20 to $40 billion over the next 20 years. We all talk about removing property taxes. Nobody wants to pay school taxes. Guess what? It has to start at the top first. We need leadership. And the governor is not delivering. So, again, the primary is April 24th. If you're a registered Democrat, I definitely want to ask for your vote. And again, one thing that you can count on me is that my vote cannot be bought. My vote is the word of the 126th district. We do have some of our team out here passing out pamphlets and brochures. I'm also going to be around. If you have any issues that you would like to discuss with me, feel free to approach, and I am definitely willing to listen, as my slogan is, a leader who listens. I do. I want to hear from everybody, and that's the way we can move our district forward. So thank you for letting me come out tonight and just say a couple words.
Thank you again, State Representative Mark Rozzi.